It was almost midnight of December 16, 2011 when Typhoon Sendong hit Cagayan de Oro City, claiming more than 1,000 lives. A year after Sendong, Typhoon Pablo devastated Compostela Valley, leaving more than 100,000 families homeless. But the strongest typhoon in recorded history hit the country in 2013. Typhoon Yolanda unleashed its wrath in eastern Visayas. The Philippines is no stranger to increasingly stronger typhoons and even prone to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions.
The issue of climate change and the vulnerability of the Philippines is long-standing. We have not left the top three in terms of countries most at risk to 5 hazards.
In the latest Global Peace Index report, the Philippines tops the list of countries most susceptible to climate change hazards. For this reason, the government is exerting efforts to help establish disaster-resilient communities.
To look at resilience as the end goal, rather than just disaster risk reduction, which reduces risk.
Private companies also take up the challenge of finding ways to achieve sustainable living, like adopting a city.
Disaster resiliency is not the job of the government alone. It is a job that can be successful on collaboration of the private sector with the government.
The program links Philippine cities to private partners in terms of funding, technology, equipment, and logistics to establish resilient local government systems.
A lot of people would always wait for the government to do this, government to do that, government to provide the proper drainage. Well, the secret in our company, we never waited for it. We went on doing it.
Pilot testing this initiative is Cagayan de Oro, one of the most devastated cities during Typhoon Sendong.
This is not just for flooding. It's making the LGUs stronger.
We have been doing actually all this since the 90s. Now, we've been recycling our water, even before when the rate of water is still very cheap. A lot of our malls would have a catch basin just to avoid flooding in the area where they are or they will be. So these are only few examples that we have been doing and we will be doing.
Joining forces to address the impact of climate change, building disaster-resilient communities, one city at a time. Tristan Odalo, CNN Philippines.